viewers, my name is Nisha and welcome in this channel. So today's topic is what I did to learn English language. So what I actually did, I will tell you all those, and you can learn something from my English journey. And so let's begin this video. So first I worked on my reading. So what I used to do, I used to read news from my mobile. So I used to read for an hour, for and one hour and 30 minutes. So I used to read. I read loudly. It doesn't mean I was understanding or not. I just used to read loudly. And so in my washroom, I don't have a room, so I don't want to disturb my family. I in my washroom, I used to sit over there. I used to read loudly. I just close the door and I sit in my washroom. I read loudly. And in winter, in summer, I used to sit and used to read for 1.5 hour, sometimes 1 hour. So I read loudly. So in the washroom, when there was summer, I used to wipe off my sweat, and in winter I just wear layers, multiple layers of clothes, and I used to sit over there and practice my reading. So I just read from my mobile phone. I read the Hindu news, or I also read from the Mac tab app. So it's very helpful. I read, I learn some many things from reading. I improved my reading. The next, I work on my vocabulary. Yes, when I read and I come across a new word, which for me new, I just write that word down on my copy, and I collect some words and I write their meaning in English to English, and I used to make sentences. So this is how I improved. I make my own dictionary. I used to learn new words. And the third thing I did is listening. I used to listen fairy tale, English fairy tale. When you will listen English fairy tale, you will enjoy. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed listening. So while listening, I used to watch subtitle, and what the word I didn't catch, I look at the subtitle, and I write on my dictionary. And so this I also used to listen podcast, and hallmark movies I watched a lot. So these things I helped me to improve my listening. Podcast and English fairy tale and hallmark movie, I worked on these three things. I listened these three things. And next thing I did is writing. So what I read, what I listen, what the vocabulary words I learned, I used to write. When I didn't get anything to write, I just look around, and what the thing I see, I just used to write at least 10 lines on that particular thing. So if I just look at this like this small paper piece, and I used to write about this small piece 10 20 lines. So this is how I improve my writing. the last I worked on my speaking. So I used to stand in front of the mirror, and I what I read, what I listened, what are the vocabulary words I make, the sentences, all the things I used to stand in front of the mirror and I speak. Sometimes I introduce myself, sometimes I introduce what's happened today, so all the things I did. So this is how these are the things I did in my past, and I am still working on my English, and I also worked on my grammar. So when I was learning English, I worked on my grammar too. So 50% I worked on my grammar. I just worked on three things in my grammar. So guys, grammar must be, if you want to write, improve your writing, you have to work on your grammar too. And if you don't need 100% grammar, just 50% or shallow knowledge you have to get. So I worked on my grammar on the three things: tense, active passive voice, and causative verbs. These things I worked on these things, three things, and I learned. And when I still when I read a newspaper, I that comes in my mind, yes, this is the tense, this is the simple tense, this is causative tense. So just three things I learned in my grammar. So in this my journey, you can get tips. So if you want to learn English language, you have to work on these six things, and reading, listening, vocabulary, grammar, writing, and speaking. I didn't speak in front of anyone. I just when I was learning English, I stand in front of the mirror and I used to speak with myself. I used to speak in front of camera, and so this is what I did to learn my English. I hope you get something new, and if this video is helpful, like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.